to the facts. Tense and nervous, can't relax. Can't sleep, bed's on fire. Don't touch me, I'm a real live wire. Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Fa 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 better. Run, 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 run away. Oh, 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 You start a conversation, you can't even finish it. You're talking a lot, but you're not saying anything. When I have nothing to say, my lips are sealed. Say something once, why say it again? Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Fa, 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 run, 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 run away. Oh, oh, oh. Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Fa, 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 run, 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 run away. Oh, 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 oh. Aïe, 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 aïe. Ce que j'ai fait ce soir-là, ce qu'elle a dit ce soir-là, réalisant mon espoir, j'ai ma lance vers le croquet. Yeah, 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 yeah. We are vain and we are blind. I hate people when they're not polite. Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est?
That is Talking Heads from the live album Stop Making Sense. And welcome, Raiders. Thank you, Wonkno, for the raid. Welcome, Vegas. Thank you, David Banner, and everybody else that came before on this Monday night. Tonight, we welcome Bill Wadhams from Animotion. Welcome, Bill.
Thank you, Randall. It's great to be here with you.
Yeah, the last time I saw you was probably Denver Airport.
That's right.
Yeah.
Was that on the way somewhere or
I-
coming home?
It was coming back from the 80s cruise, and your flight home was through Denver.
Yeah. So many flights through Denver these days.
Yeah. We should talk about the 80s cruise, because was that your first time you ever played the 80s cruise?
It was, yes.
Wow. And so what'd you think? You did 2 shows, right?
That's right. We did 2 shows, and then we had fun with other things like, I don't know, games and stuff like that we...
Oh, the trivia and game
trivia
shows.
night, whatever, interviews, talking to people there.
Yeah, it's interesting because you're kind of stuck on a boat for a week with everybody.
Yeah.
So
I'd say everyone was very well mannered, you know. People gave us space if we needed space. I mean, you know, everybody, like, as a, you know, whether you're in a band or not, I think I read there was something like 4,000 people in total on the boat. I think that might have been including
The staff.
Ship, I should say, including the staff. But, you know, we're all on the same ship for a week, but everybody seemed to get along, you know, as far as I could see.
I've always wanted to wonder, actually, how could you want to wonder? I've always wondered.
There's a song there.
They give you an area that you can be private in, right? There's an artist area, so you don't have to go out to the unwashed masses.
That's right. There was a private dining room, and so that was fun and funny, you know, to see how different people. There were so many notable musicians there. It's really interesting to see how they interact with each other, or choose not to interact, depending on.
That's just it. I mean, and your life and experience touring, you've certainly run into a lot of bands. Were there any bands on the cruise ship you've never met or got to talk to?
Let's see. Yes, definitely. But my brain is
Drawn them.
soft, and I'm trying to contract. As soon as I go like, oh, I need to know this name, then it like if
Yeah, it
that's
doesn't
already
matter.
so, it'll come up. But soft cell singer
Mark Almond, yep.
Mark Almond. That's what I was trying to say. And I've been on a bill with Mark Almond before, but never spoke to him. And we had a nice conversation. It was pretty sweet. You know,
Yeah. I got to meet him in one of the bars. He was, not every band circulates, but he did, and he would walk around the ship and shake everyone's hand and have a drink and whatever it might be. But he was very available, and did a picture with him and said hi and all that stuff. And it was just interesting because it's not like a backstage moment, you know, where the band comes out on the way to the bus. You might shake hands, they might sign something, they get on the bus. No, they're actually there, and they're there for a week.
Right.
So you might see somebody at the pool. Generally, I would say don't bother people in the dining room. But people do.
Yeah.
It is.
It was cool. I enjoyed it. I would definitely do it again. I was kind of hoping they'd call us up for the 25th anniversary next year.
Oh, yeah. I think they repeat bands after a number of years.
Okay. You know more about it than me.
Yeah. From what I understand, I've only been on two, the one that you were on and the one after. So it's one of those things where people tell me that, you know, maybe after 4 or 5 years, they might get additional support from people they've had before.
Yeah.
So it really all depends. Well, why don't we get into the music?
Sure thing.
Your first song.
Yeah, I thought I'd kind of like to go chronologically in terms of some songs that have made an impact on me or stuck with me or stand out in present day. But one of the earliest songs that meant a lot to me when I learned it and when I played it in bands in high school is the song Can't Find My Way Home by Traffic, sung by Steve Winwood. First of all, what a fantastic, one of my favorite voices of all time, Steve Winwood. Eric Clapton, one of my favorite guitarists of all time. You know, I mean, everything about that band. You know, as time passes, we start to lose friends and lose, you know, old bandmates and that sort of thing have just passed on. And this song, Can't Find My Way Home, I used to play incessantly all the time with my friend Tim Kugel. And when he passed, he left me not only this drum machine I'll show you later, but also a 1960s Gibson acoustic guitar, you know. And yeah, so Can't Find My Way Home always brings up thoughts of people that I love. Also, to me, it's about, you know, being lost. And I've been lost so many times in my life. And I am very grateful to have a foundation in the home that I'm in now.
Well, great. Great story. And this record actually belongs to Christine. She has all the Traffic records in the house. So thank you, Christine.
Thank you, Christine.
There we go.
Come down off your throne and leave your body alone. Somebody must change.
That was Can't Find My Way Home by Traffic. And anything else you forgot to say about that one?
No, I love the guitar playing. I don't know if it sounds almost like he's playing like a classical guitar,
It does, like a 12-string?
Nylon string,
Yeah.
kind of, plunky. Really
But-
great.
But clearly, by the room around me, I don't know a lot about guitars. Yeah, I got a bass. It was given to me by somebody who passed away, and it's sitting on the landing between floors on a stand, and it's my goal. It's my bucket list to learn how to play it.
Nice.
Now, would you say can you play bass and regular guitar? Do most people can do both?
Yeah. Although I really appreciate bass players who just have a magical touch with it. And I have a brother who is 2 years younger than me. His name is Tad Wadhams. And Tad has been playing bass since he was 9 years old.
Wow.
That's when he got a 2-page handwritten letter from Paul McCartney to cheer him up. My brother was in the hospital, and my father wrote a letter simply addressed to Paul McCartney, care of the Beatles, Liverpool, England. No inside track, just shot it out there. Someone in Paul's family picked it up and said, hey, this little kid, he's 9 years old, he's in the hospital, and could you write him a letter? They wrote to my father saying, Paul's in the Bahamas filming the movie Help. When he gets back, I'll see if I can get him to write a letter to Tad.
Wow.
And sure enough, Tad got a 2-page handwritten letter. I had it hung up in here. I would have pulled it out. I've got a copy of it. But I turned the letter into a song, and it essentially says, Dear Tad, your father wrote to my father, and I hear you're in the hospital. I hear you're learning to play guitar while you're in the hospital. I hope you learn a few of our songs.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. So my brother Tad becomes a bass player like his hero Paul, and eventually becomes the bass player for Sheryl Crow on her first world tour.
Wow.
He's still playing. So I really, back to bass players, I love to have a bass player who's just got that touch and groove, can really lock into a drummer.
I think that's probably why I prefer the bass over regular guitar, because it provides that rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so music-wise, since you're kind of going from older music to newer music,
yeah,
I thought I would try to match you and not be apples and oranges all night.
Okay.
And so I picked a song by the band called The Wait.
Yeah.
My father passed away just over a year ago, and this was one of his bands, and so I thought I would play it because I was trying to find something from the 70s, and I think this is a great song.
That's wonderful. I'm all about fathers.
All right, here we go. Here's the band. More guitars.
I pulled into Nazareth, was feeling about half past dead. I just need some place where I can lay my head. Hey, mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? He just grinned and shook my hand. No was all he said. Take a load off, Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off, Fanny. And you put the load right on me. I picked up my bag. I went looking for a place to hide. When I saw Carmen and the devil walking side by side, I said, hey, Carmen, come on, let's go downtown. She said, I gotta go, but my friend can stick around. Take a load off, Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off, Fanny. Miss Moses, there's nothing you can say. It's just old Luke, and Luke's waiting on the judgment day. Well, Luke, my friend, what about young Anna Lee? He said, do me a favor, son, won't you stay and keep Anna Lee company? Take a load off Fanny, take a load free, take a load off Fanny, and you put the load right on me.
Crazy Chester followed me and he cut me in the fall. He said, I will fix your rat if you take Jack, my dog. I said, wait a minute, Chester, you know I'm a peaceful man. He said, that's okay, boy, won't you feed him when you can?
Yeah, take a load off Fanny, take a load free, take a load off Fanny, and you put the load right on me. Get your cannonball now to take me down the line.
Yeah, sorry.
My bag is sinking low, and I do believe it's time to get back to Miss Fanny. You know she's the only one who sent me here with her regards for everyone. Take a load off Fanny, take a load free, take a load off Fanny, and you put the load right on me.
All right, that is the band. And isn't it weird to say that's the band? What band?
That's kind of a great name. Before I ever heard of the band, the first band I was ever in when I was in middle school was called The Band, Banned.
Ah, two ends.
You know, and we were kind of a punky little band, but we just played like Last Train to Clarksville and a few other things. But what a great name! I wish that I had just like kept it and trademarked it. You know.
What's done is done.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never read the story. What is the naming of Animotion?
Sure.
You've probably been asked 100 times, but maybe some of our listeners don't know.
I don't mind. Just briefly. So the band was formed, and there was a band called Red Zone. So Astrid was in a band called Red Zone. That band broke up, and so we were forming a new group. We looked for a new name. She said, I was looking through the dictionary. I got to the word animation. I said, you didn't get very far.
A's.
But what if we change it from animation to animotion? It's like, you know, we are emotional when we sing, and we're an animated band.
In motion.
And emotion. And I said, okay, Astrid. You know, I was like, fine, you know.
You got me.
So, you know,
It stuck.
it's not as catchy as A Flock of Seagulls, which I think that the name is that's so iconic and so memorable.
Well, they might be saying the same thing about your name.
I don't know. We'll see.
They're like, we don't have anything with motion in ours. We're just a flock.
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that. Your next song, Bill Withers.
Yeah, man. When I was in high school and going into college, I was very much into kind of jazzy, bluesy stuff, and I felt like the direction of music was getting more and more sophisticated. But I also felt that someone like Bill Withers, his voice is one of my favorite voices, and his songs are right from the gut, whether they're happy or sad. That's what I love about him. And my wife and I dance around the kitchen singing this as we're getting ready for our happy hour.
All right. And this is Lovely Day, Bill Withers.
Talk about bass players, man. You should look up who the bass player is.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seemed impossible to face, and when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. I just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Bill Withers. That is holding a note for a long time.
That's right. And he's quite repetitive there, but that's what makes it stick.
It really does, doesn't it? I read that he got the idea to start singing when he was in the Navy.
Ah, I didn't know that.
He was in the Navy for about a decade in the 60s and decided, he got interested in songwriting while he was in the Navy. And I had no idea he ever served.
Neither did I.
And he lived to, about 80, died 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Yeah, what a legend. Wow, yeah, that's a great one. Thanks for picking that one. I think I heard it in a grocery store last.
Very well could have, yeah.
And that's okay. As your song list progresses from, we'll just say 60s, 70s on through today, I'll do the same. And my last older song is Dionne Warwick because it has a soulful feel to it, like Bill Withers. And this is something I rarely don't play on the show, but you know, she has a song called "Don't Make Me Over," which I love, and it was remade in the late '80s by Sybil and made into a kind of a club tune that had the same beat as "Soul to Soul," "Back to Life," and it was a great club song, and it's a cover of this, so I'm gonna play it. And this record was like $1 record, so you gotta like excuse how many crackles and pops that are in it.
That's okay. I just want to say it's I love Dionne Warwick, you know, introduced to her through my parents as they were playing Burt Bacharach songs and stuff like that. Oh my God. She really knocked it out of the park. She
sure did. And Burt Bacharach, I think between him and a couple other artists wrote everything.
Yes, that's right.
I don't know, did you know I played keyboards with Naked Eyes?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I toured with Pete a number of times, and I had pulled some Naked Eyes records, not to play tonight, but for another thing I'm doing online. And sure enough, I'm looking at it, it says Baccarat on Always Something There to Remind Me.
Right.
And in small print. And wow, what new life those guys brought into that song.
Fantastic.
So that will be on a raid train coming up. So here is Dionne. Let's listen to a really old song.
Don't make me over. Now that I do anything for you, don't make me over. Now that you know how I adore you, don't pick on the things I say, the things I do. Just love me with all my faults, the way that I love you. I'm begging you, don't make me over. Now that I can't make it without you, don't make me over. I wouldn't change one thing about you. Just take me inside your arms and hold me tight and always be by my side. If I am wrong or right, I'm begging you, don't make me over. Don't make me over. Now that you got me at your command. Accept me for what I am. Accept me for the things that I do. Accept me for what I am. Accept me for the things that I do. Now that I can't make it without you, I wouldn't change one thing about you. Accept me for what I am. Accept me for the things that I do. Accept me for what I am.
All right, Dionne Warwick. First time I ever played that on this show.
Go Dionne.
That is something.
And she's like she the aunt of
Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston. That's right.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, great musical genes running the family.
Yeah.
Strong with this family, for sure.
Yes.
Christine got to meet Whitney Houston at a party, right at the Advent when she was becoming a household name, and she'll have to tell you the story in person next time we see you. All right, your next thing is none other than the album that probably everybody should have, right? Steely Dan.
Asia.
Yeah, and this has been reprinted. This and like Fleetwood Mac and Pink Floyd. You see this in all the record stores up front. I mean, everybody buys a copy if they don't own it.
Yeah, and at this point, you're not just buying used copies. You're buying new versions because they can just keep putting it out and people will buy it.
Well,
because the
plus
production is so fabulous.
If you have the old record, it probably sounds as bad as that Dionne Warwick record. So it's nice to have a new pressing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, so what'd you pick off this album?
What did I pick? Hold on, there's my list. I picked Josie. I love the funky groove on this one. The guitar playing. I'm such a huge fan of Walter Becker. And all of the guest guitarists that they had on these albums over the years. It was like these guitarists were everybody I wanted to be. This was like before synth, before synths and everything, before Animotion. I kind of saw myself going in the direction of Steely Dan and later the Police, which we'll talk about, but both of them sort of not just rock guitar, but a bit of jazz with a little classical thrown in, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, yeah, Josie.
Okay. I queued it up blindly. Hi, Steely Dan. We have a friend, April, who named her daughter Steely.
Nice.
Yeah, what a pretty name for a girl. I just,
Love those guitars. Oh, go ahead.
oh, no, you go.
That solo was Walter Becker himself, but the other guitarists that played on their album were such a huge fan of Larry Carlton and Jeff Baxter, Denny Diaz.
Lenny Carlton. Or Larry.
Larry Carlton,
Larry.
yeah. Amazing guys.
A lot of real musicians there.
Yeah.
I was looking at the back of your LP here with Obsession on it, and I was reading the notes on the back, and it says Fairlight on Obsession. I didn't know they all had a Fairlight. Or it was a rental? I mean, like, how do people get Fairlights? They were so expensive back then.
Yes. The owner of the Fairlight was Mike Chapman, and Mike Chapman worked on the original recording of Obsession with Holly Knight and Michael DeBar. Chapman produced a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And so the song Obsession was originally written and recorded by Holly Knight and Michael DeBar. I think it was specifically aimed at being in the soundtrack of a movie called A Night in Heaven, which was one of those like soundtrack albums, like dancing and fun, and it was all about a roller disco. And the original version of Obsession is in there, and the Fairlight was used on that, and they let us have some of those, some of the Fairlight backing.
Oh, interesting.
But we put our own live bass, guitars, additional synth, voices.
All the stabs.
Like that. Yes. All the stabs were not on the original version either, which the writers weren't terribly fond of the horn stabs at first, but
but it
worked for them in the long run.
It certainly did.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I generally don't go for the number one hits when we have guests on that are artists, but since artists rarely pick their own music to share, I will play some of it. Sure. And instead of Obsession or anything off this record, I went back to my 45 collection, and I found, of course, Obsession. And my copy of Obsession is the one I bought originally from Tower Records in San Francisco. And, this was back when you could buy a 45 for under $1.
Yeah.
And I still have that record. It doesn't sound very good anymore. And I got Room to Move.
Yeah.
And I Engineer. And I'm going to play that one. And I think I always misinterpret it because I'm not necessarily a lyrics person because I'm a synth person. And I think those two worlds are generally wired differently. And, of course, there's exceptions. I listen for melody, all kinds of things that don't deal with lyrics. And every time I heard I Engineer, it reminded me of the Killer song, Human, when he says, are we human, are we dancer? And everybody said, well, is that proper English to say, are we dancer, right? And he's defended it to the hilt. I wrote it, I can do whatever I want. And so I Engineer, is about relationships. And is there anything you want to say about it? And the phrase, I Engineer. Because clearly it became the song title of a song about empowerment.
Okay. So let me say that when I joined up with Astrid Plain, I was the only songwriter in the group. And when we got signed to our record deal, I was the only songwriter, and the album was going to be songs written by me with some collaborations. We were in the midst of recording the album when the producer brought Obsession into the studio, a demo of Obsession, and said, I got this from a publisher. I think it could be a hit for you. Right. So that's how we got Obsession. And I didn't want to record it because it wasn't my song. But by the time it got into the top 10, I was okay with that.
Okay.
Right. But then going into the second album, now everybody in the band has become a writer, and I'm competing with everyone to get songs on the album. And then the record company says, we think you should have another song that is written by the writer of Obsession. So I engineer the music is mostly written by Holly Knight again. But maybe you didn't know this, but the lyrics are Bernie Taupin.
Yeah, I read that on the label.
And when it was chosen as our first single for the second album, the record company says, okay, we're going to invest in video for I Engineer. And we want to, you know, we flew from LA to Blackheath, England, south of London, to film the video in an abandoned military hospital and insane asylum. And, you know, all of that money actually came out of our own pockets in the long run. Before we went to shoot the video, I said, I want to talk to Bernie about what these lyrics are about. I mean, what are you saying? You know, I mean, you can kind of imply that they're talking about, oh, he doesn't like the relationship, the way it's going. And so I want to tell you from here on out, I'm in charge. If you want to be with me, I'm in charge. But anyway, I said, hey, I would like to talk to Bernie. We're about to shoot a video. And the message back from the manager was, Bernie says, take it any way you like. He doesn't care to talk to you about it.
No telephone call for you.
No telephone call from me. So we did the video. Years later, my brother Tad was in a band with Bernie Taupin called the Farm Dogs. If you look up Farm Dogs, Bernie Taupin, you'll see a picture of them, and they're kind of dressed in this interesting kind of period piece clothing. There's my brother right there. And so Farm Dogs was actually on tour once with my brother. I went and had dinner, and I sat next to Bernie Taupin. I said, by the way, Bernie, the song I Engineer, I recorded it, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, oh, yeah, that was such a horrible experience working with the other writer.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't really want to talk about it, or he didn't care about it. He said, I'm glad you had a good time with it, but it wasn't one of my favorite experiences, like creating that song. Like, what the heck?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something. I mean,
that's a little bit too much info in a
no,
way.
that's you had Bernie fame for this song. And did he give it to you with the title I Engineer?
That was the title.
Okay.
When it came to us, yeah.
I mean, I like it. It's singular. I engineer what? It's like, it could be a complete sentence depending on how you put it.
Right.
But, I kept thinking, I want to say I am the engineer, or I engineered something. But no, it's just like I'm in control. It's about independence and self-empowerment.
There's another song on that album called I Want You. And so we got a few. I want this, I want that. I'll do this, I'll do that.
All right. Well, let's let this one play. I believe you did this one on the ship.
Yeah.
Are there
definitely.
songs you won't play?
It's not that there's songs I won't play because I don't know. I don't. I have a grudge against any of them. Actually, we didn't play Room to Move for the last, for many years, because I didn't sing on it. Astrid didn't sing on it. It was Cynthia Rhodes and Paul Engemann who replaced us when we left the group. But our keyboard player and drummer were still in the band at that time. And so my keyboard player, Greg, has been saying, man, it's a top 10 hit. It is our, it's an Animotion song. Let's do it. So we finally did it, and we've been having fun with it.
As you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? There's equity there. Okay.
There it is.
We're going to play a Bernie Taupin song.
Cool.
Realized by you in an insane asylum.
That's right.
Don't count on me. I
right, Animotion, I engineer.
Yeah, I wonder. Like he said, he said it was an uncomfortable situation there. I wonder if that's where the lyric, "I'll take the lead, you take the pain."
I think so. I mean, I get a lot of just sort of abusive relationship story out of that,
Yeah.
and I am taking control back of my own life so that I can survive.
That's a good way to think about it. It might also be they were bitching about the engineer in the studio.
Oh, well, I never took it that deep, but that would be an inside thing. So maybe he was having a fight with somebody.
Yeah.
Maybe relationship is a loose way to interpret it. Not a romantic relationship, but a professional relationship.
Yeah.
Bernie Taupin, H. Knight, and M. Chapman.
Yep. Mike Chapman. He's the Fairlight owner and studio. He's the engineer.
Do you think do you talk to him? I mean, is he still around?
I've never met Mike Chapman, and I don't want to say he's gone when he isn't gone, but yeah, I'll look it up.
Did you ever meet a promoter out of New York named Bobby Shaw?
I may have. I don't remember.
We were in Chicago a week ago, and at dinner, and I sat next to this guy, Bobby Shaw, and he was a promoter, and he helped Madonna's first album get out to the DJs. And the longer I sat there with him, the more he seemed to know everybody. And he had photos on his phone of everybody going all the way back to the past.
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, I figured wouldn't have been funny if be like, oh yeah, I know him.
No. Yeah.
Bro, maybe label heads probably have more of a direct relationship with the promoters.
Right.
All right, your next song is Peter Gabriel.
Gabriel. Yeah, that the So album is one of my favorite albums of all time. It's also hard to pick a song on that album to stand out. I guess I picked Sledgehammer because it's so upbeat and fun. The first song that came to my mind was Rain. Red Rain.
Yeah.
Red Rain. Isn't that the way the album starts, I think?
Red Rain.
And oh my God, I listened to that album over and over again. And I think it came out while we were working on our second album. And I just wish we had the time and talent and, I don't know, space and recording studio by a stream like he did. I mean, wow.
Yeah, he has a past, certainly, going back to the Genesis thing and the solo careers. I mean, I've had guests talk about his album art, how he would refuse to put his name on his records.
Huh.
And so if you look at, not his name, but the album title, if you look at those first couple albums before So, it just says Peter Gabriel. And it's a full flood, left to right, top to bottom, just a photo.
Yeah.
And then with So, the record label, as he became more of a top 40 mainstream star, they're like, you have to put it on you have to do something. And I heard a rumor that that's why he called it So.
Oh.
Because he's like, so? Right? I mean, it could be.
That could be. It's great.
Yeah. Red Rain is the first song on side one. Then Sledgehammer, Don't Give Up, of course, which is the ballad.
Yeah.
And the B-side, of course, is In Your Eyes and Big Time.
Yes.
I mean, that album had a lot of hits.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Sledgehammer, anything else? Or just let it rip?
Let it rip.
All right, here we go.
Sure thing. Yeah. We're in the 80s now.
You could have a You sledgehammer. Why don't you call my name? You better call the sledgehammer. Put your mind at rest. I'm gonna be the sledgehammer. This can be my testimony. I'm your sledgehammer. Let there be no doubt about it. The sludge, the sludge, the
That is one Pedro. We'll call him Pedro.
Okay.
Pedro.
CC.
Pedro Gabriel. Maybe I can get him on the show if I can't get David Byrne.
Yeah.
Have you read his book, David Byrne's book, How Music Works?
I haven't completed it.
Yeah, that's one of those that I got the book as a gift, and then I finished it on audiobook because it was easier in the car.
Yeah.
Really interesting stuff. He's got great stories.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next? Peter Gabriel. Oh, we move on to drum machines. Let's talk drum machines.
Yeah, sure.
One of my favorite topics. You have a drum machine you'd like to share a story about.
I'd like to share a story about the drum machine. No, one of my first bandmates, Tim Kugel, we had a high school band. There was no synth in the high school band. But years later, he got into synths and drum machines, and he picked up a vintage 808, Roland 808. And then he had it modified by a company either in Australia or New Zealand called Devilfish.
Oh, yeah, they do everything.
Here's the Devilfish modded 808. And so over here on this side, there are additional buttons put in and switches. So there's like 4 more banks of memory, something like that. You can do more patterns. Then there's all kinds of filters up here, switches, so you can affect. And then there's new knobs added as well. So here's like a little EQ kind of knob, compression. Not compression. There's no added effects in here.
Wow.
But yeah, just a bunch of different options on both sides of the machine, and it sounds fantastic. I'm not proficient with it, but it's my intent, since he's gone, to create at least an EP of music based on this.
Yeah, that would be super. And there's YouTube videos on how to program those that really break it down and make it easy.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing with my 909, and the architecture is very similar between the two.
You know, I was going to show you if I can get the computer to flip around. I have another drum machine here. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can pick it up. I'm finding I'm plugged into too many things.
Because it's hooked up.
Yeah, I don't think I can do it.
We'll take your word for it.
It's hooked up. It's a Univox Mini Pops drum machine. So
Awesome.
It's one of the ones that go and you can adjust the tempo. You can do bossa nova, waltz,
All the things.
all the things. But it's got such a fun character, and I've used it like on live shows here in Portland, Oregon, where I'm in a pub, and if I don't have other musicians with me, sometimes I'll bring that in, and you put it on rock one, you know, and then speed it up or something, and I'll start talking about it. The name Mini Pops, and I'll say, do you want me to do another song with Mini Pops? Everybody's, yeah, Mini Pops.
Yay!
Takes on a life of its own.
That's awesome. I'm thinking I have two drum machines, yeah. So mine is the 909, and very similar programming. You just not step entry, but the sequencer runs the 16 steps, and you just push the buttons that correspond. Same on the 808, but on the 808 you have a dial that you select them with. Here you have to push the button, so you have to say program instrument. Anyway, I relearned how to do it because I lent this drum machine to a guy from the Netherlands that had a show at one of our nightclubs the other day, and he had to have a vintage 909 drum machine, and somebody knew I had one, and they called me, and you know, all these people are dancing to my drum machine. It's like, it has new life.
That's fun. How can you travel to another country and forget your 909?
I think it's in his writer that, you know, you have to have an SH101 stand and a 909 in a stand and a certain mixer. And the venues, if you want them, you have to supply that stuff.
Wow.
And, you know, he told me, because I met him before and after the show, because I wasn't going to just hand it off. I'm like, I'm staying here for the whole show.
Yeah.
So Christine and I were backstage. They gave us free drinks, and we just got to be behind the booth and watch the show. It was really fun. But he said that a lot of venues would just bring the new boutique or one of the emulations. But he hooks it up through his computer and an interface, and it has to be the 909 because it's mapped to that machine with the sounds and all the outputs. It was really fun.
Wow.
And the other drum machine I have, it's in a cupboard over there. It's a Sequential Circuits drum track. It still works. I don't use it on tracks, but it's just fun to have because it's one of the ones I had from a long time ago.
Yeah.
It has more of a thuddy kick drum. I really prefer the 909 kick. And so it's Eloquent O'Clock, close enough, an hour into the show, for us to play some Eloquent. And I generally use a 909 on every Eloquent song for 15 years, easy, and I just affect them differently with the tuning, up or down, you know, and give it effects. Because sometimes you want a thud, sometimes you want a thump.
Right.
So our new album will be out someday. We don't know when, but we have 11 songs and 2 interludes. And this song is called Love Has No Labels. And this must be mixed down. Have you ever done this? Mixed down 32?
Yeah.
You get to those numbers. We're not going to play it during our live gig coming up on August 13th, but we will play some stuff from the new album then. So check us out at the Oriental in Denver on August 13th with Men Without Hats. So here is Love Has No Labels. That is Love Has No Labels by Eloquent.
That was cool, Randall. Very nice.
Thanks for listening.
You're welcome, man.
If I remember, I'll play something from Steven's other band. I don't know if you ever met Steven, after a show or anything. He's Stephen Cochran, the vocalist for that. He lives in L.A., and you're in Portland, so it'd have to be at an L.A. show.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on. The Police, what a fabulous band.
Fantastic band, blew me away. At the time, I was in Los Angeles. I was not in Animotion yet, and I was painting houses. Was that after the graphic design? No. Yeah, way before graphic design. I was just painting houses, and I loved being up on a ladder, painting a windowsill outside in Southern California, a lot of houses in Glendale, listening to the Police on a Walkman cassette player.
Mm-hmm.
Just blew me away.
Exactly. And Sting, he just had a tour. The tickets were like $1 bazillion, so we skipped that one, but it would have been really nice to see. Especially
in a trio, just like that. I mean, I saw him a year or two ago, and he had a bigger band. He had a keyboard player. I wonder what if he had a. But anyway, it was more players, but it was cool to see him come out just the way the Police was as a trio.
Yeah.
I was such a big fan of Andy Summers. One thing we had in common is we both studied classical guitar, and I could really hear that in his playing. And I was very influenced. As a matter of fact, on the first Animotion album, I think if you listen to the song Everything's Leading to You, you will hear the influence of the Police for sure. And that would have been, if I was not an Animotion, that would have been probably my solo album first single. I don't think it had the unique quality, that obsession that, so if I'd had my own band and that was my first single, we might not be talking today, or it might be a whole nother conversation.
You'd be in the folk music category.
No, not really. Never.
You never know. You never know.
I do love playing acoustic guitar and singing like that, and that's kind of folky, but
I do like my folk on the right occasion.
That's it.
My son is listening to a lot of things that aren't electronic, so we go to a couple shows together, and it's eye-opening. I bought one of the records that's here, and I haven't played it on the show yet. Maybe tonight's the night, but maybe next week. We'll see. Okay, here is, what song did you pick? Walking on the Moon.
Yeah.
Okay, let's let it play. Whoa, and a real bass.
Giant steps are what you take, walking on the moon.
That was The Police. And, you know, Bill, I grew up with that skateboarding.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the era of that's what kids did outside. We rode our bikes, we rode on skateboards. And The Police was a soundtrack for skateboarding.
Wonderful.
I mean, I know like punk rock and all that, but like I didn't get into punk rock, you know, learning that music until much after, you know, the 80s and The Police.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I have to put this record on and listen to the whole thing tonight. There's so many great songs on it.
Really are.
So we both picked, believe it or not, Tears for Fears, Mad World. So you get a twofer. You get two in a row.
All right.
So I have the 45 of this and Mad World and Changes on the other side. Two great songs on one record for $1.
Nice.
So any reason why you picked Mad World?
Well, yeah, a couple reasons. One, so it's a great song. I love that the lyric, it just keeps being timely as far as I'm concerned. In other words, you know, at different eras in the 80s when Reagan was president, a lot of people were freaking out during the Bush years. I mean, the world is constantly crazy with temporary moments of apparent calm in our individual lives. So I love it for that. I also love the Gary Jules version, which was that slow, beautiful piano version.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah, and when I heard that, I thought, oh man, you know, there's a group of pubs up here called McMenamins. They own actually 65 pubs in the Northwest, in Oregon and Washington, and about a quarter of them have music venues. And I love playing in those venues. And I started covering Mad World with all the turmoil that's going on. This is years ago I started covering it. I just love playing it, and I invite the audience to sing along with the words, Mad World, you know, and it's a chant. It's a chant that releases some anxiety as far as I'm concerned.
Agreed. And it's definitely a classic. Here we go.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, frightened early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no
And they are a band that embraced electronic instruments early on.
Yeah, I'd kind of forgotten how industrial that sounds. I'm so used to the kind of the mellow Gary Jules version.
Yeah. And then there was a new modern, more goth version by a band called, our guy Terrell. You might look that one up. It gets even darker than the Gary version, but the Gary one is certainly, it's beautiful in its own right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that version, it's around that era of, People Are People and Depeche Mode. Like, when sampling was in its heyday and people were just sampling industrial noises.
Yes, that's right.
So that could be, why that was influenced that direction.
Right, right.
It's a guess. I don't know.
I remember we, some of our first big shows when Obsession started to break, we opened up for Depeche Mode at the Irvine Meadows Amphitheater, and there were about 17,000 people there.
Wow.
It was the first time I played in front of probably more than 1,000 people. It was mind-boggling. Also, what was mind-boggling was, so on stage, they had a big setup, and behind one of the musicians was like corrugated metal hanging, and they would take a baton or something, a mallet, and hit it. And they had a bunch of other stuff on stage, so it looks like maybe that sounds kind of like what you're hearing in the back.
Do you think it was mic'd and tuned or just effects?
No. It was, the thing is that this is the first time I ever saw a band using essentially a backing track. And so they got this huge setup on stage, and then just off stage were two 8-track tape machines rolling simultaneously with
The backing.
the sound of the album, all that incredibly recorded, wonderful percussion stuff, and effects that made them sound so amazing. It was really coming from a high quality recording. But man, they controlled the night, and the sound was like nothing else. And, but at the time I thought, wow, really? Because we were struggling with, the synth bass on Obsession plays at such a speed, it really needs to come from a sequencer.
Yeah, you can't play that live.
At the time, we didn't have as many options about how to make that work, and so the option was play a DMX drum machine, a DMX Oberheim DMX drum machine, and Oberheim made a synth bass sequencer as well, and you could sync them up. Which is all great until your drummer tries to play along with it without a click track or headphones or anything. They just put a monitor next to him and say, go, play with this.
Yep.
And I say, sadly, sometimes, and I just felt like it sounded like, a garbage truck dragging a bunch of cans or something. It just it was a mess.
Yeah. I think those are those things that you figure out if you're going to keep doing that, how to make it work.
Well, we bumped that drummer out of the band and replaced him with a drummer that we met while he was playing with the band Shalimar. So this guy was, in the groove and he working with a big band and everything like that. And so we brought him in, and boy, everything cracked into shape.
Oh, great.
And so yeah.
Well,
it was hard pushing a member out of the band. I've had recurring nightmare over that because I definitely affected someone's life, and it was, at least in the 80s, it was somewhat unnecessary because, we rose and we fell, and what difference does it make? But so I am, what do I say? I apologize to the first drummer of Animotion I'm also grateful for the current drummer we have who joined us in 1986, Jim Blair.
Okay, well, what do they say? That it's a blessing in disguise. That one guy couldn't keep up with the sequencer. Yeah, I didn't know how to do it myself, touring with Pete. And I figured out in Logic I could send a rim shot backing track just to my drummer into his in-ears, and I ran a long cord from my audio interface, behind the stage over to him. He ran his own mixer, and he could control the volume of his own click track, and it worked out flawlessly every time. And you're right, it takes a special person to sort of be able to sort of bridge those two things.
Yeah, for what it's worth, we found that the most flawless tool that for playing anything that we need in a backing track, we use a Roland pad, and it has 12 positions, so you can put 12 songs in it. It will output a click track, a single mono click track file, and then a stereo backing track file. And so what we do is we have the click synced up with a bass, dedicated bass line, and then the other one would be any incidental sound effects, keyboards, background vocals, something like that, so that the drummer, he gets the tempo right off the bat. He counts the band in, and then we have some synth bass playing and incidental parts, and the sound man can mix that. We don't have the luxury of having the same sound man every time, but so it doesn't always. It's not a flawless system in that respect. But when the sound man understands what we're doing and blends it in, it sounds like the album.
As it should.
Yeah.
I have noticed during live shows, more bands are having the drummer trigger the backing track. And it's probably for that reason, so that they have control of their own mix.
Right, exactly.
So
ours is a very simple system. We tried so many things. At one point, I was sending backing tracks out of an iPod, before the iPhone.
Yeah.
I think, and I remember I loaded it into an iPod, and I hadn't thought to make it dedicated to only those tracks.
Uh-oh.
And it's not that bad, but what came on during sound check was like a meditation breathing exercise or something. So all of a sudden in the arena, it was like, now take a deep breath. It was so funny. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, and then people that use their phones forget to turn the cellular off, and they get a phone call.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of problems. I just use iTunes now, and make sure you turn off the play next track.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I get into trouble there. Whoops. All right. We'll go through a bunch of years in a row after this next song to make sure we get them all in the last bit of time. I did want to play Erasure since I had it queued up.
Cool.
This is from their 16th studio album, Violet Flame. And the reason why Erasure is relevant tonight because saw Andy Bell and the Cruise last year, and he just released his solo album, 10 Crowns, which I played 2 weeks ago. A track from that. But this is going back to an album that I don't think a lot of people picked up. I mean, Sacred was on this. Came out in about 2014. I'm going to play Be With You. It's a short little chill sound, and I just like the melody in it. Sometimes I like songs just for the melody. I couldn't even tell you what they're singing about, but here it is.
Okay.
Isn't that just a terrible reason to like a song?
Here, be here now. Please be still with me now. Here, you're here.
And that is Erasure. Look at you, right on time.
Yeah, hey.
Have you ever met Andy or Vince?
I think I've met Andy at one of our shows where we played with a bunch of other people. I'd like to meet Vince. I know Vince had his hand in a few wonderful projects, and he was one of the pioneers right there.
Yeah, pretty much. And still doing it. And I think the Erasure will come back with more stuff in the coming years. 35 years I think they're going on. Amazing. So I think we're going to roll through a bunch of your stuff in a row so that we can get them on. I don't want to miss anything.
No, you don't. You actually don't have to hit everything. I'll tell you ones that I'd like to hit.
Well, Chris Isaak is queued up.
Okay.
You want to skip that one?
No. Chris Isaak for sure. My son's record.
That would be after that.
Yeah, let's just hit those for the time being.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll talk about your son's music right after this.
Okay.
Here is Chris Isaak, and actually, I was in Chicago 2 weeks ago and stopped by Reckless Records just for fun because it was a block from the hotel, and I picked up this Chris Isaak record. It's a picture disc, and I'll show it on the screen in a second. And, I already had the single, and the album was like, I've never seen a picture disc. I got to buy that because I'm a vinyl collector. So, neat record. Here it is.
I love singing. I cover this a lot myself.
I could see that.
Singing the song. It just seems to land in my range.
Well, feel free. Sing along.
Plus the haunting guitar. Beautiful.
It's elegant. Clearly somebody's had a lesson.
World was on fire and no one could save me but you. Strange what desire will make foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you. And I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. With you. What a wicked game to play to make me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do to let me dream of you. What a wicked thing to say. You never felt this way. What a wicked thing to do to make me dream of you. And I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. with you. With you. Nobody loves no one.
And that is Chris Isaac from Stockton, California, just up the road from San Francisco, where I was born and raised. And you know what they called him in San Francisco after that song came out?
No.
Chris, Now I'm Famous Isaac. That was the nickname for him because he'd been playing around San Francisco for a long time. And, you know, that song got in the movie Wild at Heart in the early 90s and put him on the map. You know, that's such great, you know, fortune and luck and skill. I mean, when all those things come together and people hit it like that, it's so great. And were you going to sing that live for us?
Oh, I just chimed in a little bit, but yeah, have to warm up a little bit for that. But I'm a yodeler from way back, so I can do the I'm kind of I got to warm up. That wasn't the greatest. I can yodel it a little bit.
That's awesome.
Yodel-a-lee-hoo.
See, you know, don't discount that future and folk music. You're like, never.
Righto.
So for songs with the word Wadham in it, I had two things for you. I had Free Up Your Schedule, and I had The Nation, Take Your Piece.
Yes. So those are my two sons. My eldest son, Charlie, is Free Up Your Schedule. And my youngest son and youngest kid is Will. He's 28 now, and he's in the group Nation. I think it'd be cool to go straight to Charlie Wadhams and Free Up Your Schedule, which is very and kind of in a similar vibe to
yeah, I would say that matches better after Chris
Isaac. You know, my son had been writing music for a few years. He had a band called The Unknowns. They were kind of an indie rock band, and they were sounding great. But when he started writing for this album, he really started writing songs from the heart about his own life, how he felt, and it just slayed me. The first time I heard this song, I just wept. I was so touched by this song written by Charlie Wadhams.
Okay, here is Free Your Schedule.
While my friends are traveling all around the world, and I've lost my one connection to my girl. She's a woman now. Free up your schedule if you're serious about taking me on. Monday, my brother's matching outfits with his wife, and I've lost my one connection to my life, and he's a father now. Free up your schedule if you're serious about taking me on. Wednesday, and I'll take with me me whatever I can carry. And there's only room for one, so let's get married. Girl, you with me now? Free up your schedule if you're serious about taking me on.
Awesome. Is that him on guitar too?
He's playing the main rhythm guitar. The solo guitar on that is by the producer of the record, Mike Andrews, who coincidentally produced the Gary Jules Mad World.
Wow, small world.
Yes.
And
Small Mad World.
so you have 2 sons. Any other kids?
I have 3 sons. So the third son is he's in marketing, online marketing, but he is also occasionally the bass player for Animotion, and he has been for the last 12 years, something like that.
Was he on the ship?
So Chris was on the ship.
Cool.
That's right. Chris was there. He was the very tall dude that he looks like me, but he's tall. I mean, I'm 6 foot. He is 6'7".
Awesome. All in the family. And got a vacation.
Yeah.
Did you get off the ship when you were on the 80s cruise?
I did. I got off the ship, at the 2 ports that we docked in somewhat briefly. I didn't really do any particular events.
Okay. Just wondered. I wondered if the bands are on the waterfall jump excursion.
No, we didn't do anything like that.
All right, cool.
But so anyway, I'm really proud of Charlie Wadhams. He's got a number of albums out on Apple Music, Spotify, that kind of thing. So check him out.
Definitely. So do you want to go to your other son's music or go?
Son number 2. So son number 2, he got into the world of drum machines and synthesizers maybe when he was about 20 years old, about 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's a very accomplished piano player, so he's got the keyboard down. He can play everything from Chopin to Ryuichi Sakamoto soundtrack music to, Henry Mancini and Stevie Wonder. But he is in this group. Their group is called Nation. It's somewhat similar to the Prodigy in that there's 2 people. My son is kind of the producer of the music in the background. When they perform live, he's in the back, and his front man named Frank, or AKA Fresh Jam, he's a marvel at lyrics and melody, and also participates in the developing the grooves and the back, stuff. So they met some years ago, found that they had a lot in common, and they've toured the world with, they've toured with Young Lean and with Yves Tumor. They've toured the U.S. a couple times and Europe a couple times. They're kind of killing it right now. And
That's
this
awesome.
is the first single from their latest album called Take Your Peace.
And we are going to play the video for it. So it will take over the screen, and enjoy this video. And when you said he's into electronic music, drum machines and stuff, how has he not stolen that 808 from your house?
Yeah, you know what? By the time I got that, actually, because I just got it, my friend passed away, and I just got it at like 2 years ago. By then, my son Will had already moved to Los Angeles, where he was down there working for a while. Then he was in New York City. He was in Brooklyn. He's in London right now. So he's left me more since than I've given him. But
Got it.
yeah.
All right, here is the video for Take Your Peace. That is Nation with Take Your Peace. I love the guerrilla style of the video. It looked like they went to a mall to shoot that.
I think they did. Of course they paste in various things, but somebody said, "Oh, that must be AI," and no, it wasn't. There's a lot of effects being played there, but Fresh Jam edits the videos, and he does a really great job.
Yeah, well done. If anybody wants to look that up on all the various places around the world, you can find it. I found the video on YouTube for Nation.
Take Your Peace, and it's Peace. I kind of like the sentiment. It's the lyric is, "We fall apart, break in two, we can share. Take your peace." So as all of us are broken at various times, and yet if we can share with each other, then we can find some kind of wholeness, possibly, or approach it.
Cool.
Take your peace.
And he's still in LA?
They are living in Brooklyn currently, but they're performing and recording in London right now. They just played in Paris a couple weeks ago.
Amazing.
And coming, yeah. They've just what they've been very fortunate to bump into people. People meet them, they hit it off, and then they're invited to record, to perform. He's having a great time.
And that's the way it is. I guess, it's in the genes. And your third son, the marketing guy, the digital guy, come on.
Chris.
Write some music, buddy.
He has written some music. It's great. He's written a few different kinds. He's used to write a lot of rock and roll. Right now, he's kind of interested in country.
Oh.
Kind of that vibe.
Get him down to Nashville. I mean, if Beyonce can do a country album, anyone can.
Yes.
Well, we have probably time for at least one more, too, if you want, because we typically go over, plus we had a little bit of pre-roll. So you tell me, you can have, one or two songs. We've got, what's on the list. You just say it and I'll get it on.
Right. Well, you know what? I think I'll mention maybe the least known of the rest of the songs. It's by a group called Lake Street Dive.
Mm-hmm.
The song is Hypotheticals. And I first encountered Lake Street Dive back in 2012. They put out a video that went viral. It was them playing I Want You Back by Michael Jackson, and they were playing it on the street. A stand-up bass, a snare drum, a guitarist, and a singer. And they just killed it. And since then, they've been coming on with each album, more success. I just think they're a very, very cool group, and I've been following them ever since.
Great. Well, this is Lake Street Dive and Hypothetical. What's the name of the song?
Hypotheticals.
Hypotheticals. Let's say this is the first one for me too.
Obviously, we're at the beginning of something. I don't expect you to know where it's gonna go, but I believe we might be on to something. And I just thought maybe you should know.
Hit it.
I've been playing out a lot of hypotheticals in my mind. I've been writing your name down next to mine. Been imagining all the things you and I could do.
Right.
in the rain sometimes. But I see something in you that I've never seen before. And I can't be sure, no, maybe not, but I think it's
You know, I'd mentioned Charlie XCS 360. There's, I don't know if you can find, there's, hold on a second. Yeah.
hypothetically, yes, theoretically forever. We'll see what happens, but I hope we will never be apart. Hypothetically, yes, theoretically forever.
There was a
We'll see what
version
happens, but
of
I hope we will never
that
be
song
apart.
is
Oh, hypothetically,
Robin and
yes, theoretically forever. We'll see what happens,
no,
but I
let's
hope we
skip
will
that.
never be
Let's go to the Dua Lipa
apart.
song, Levitate,
Hypothetically,
because
yes,
I became familiar
theoretically forever. We'll
with
see
her.
what happens, but I
Elton
hope we
John.
will never be apart. Laying out a lot of hypotheticals. I've been writing your name down next to mine. Oh, I've seen all the possibilities in my possibilities. Oh, yeah. Let's not wait and see.
Dun, 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 dun. And there it is. And for everybody listening, we were just chatting about the next song.
Yeah, Dua Lipa, Levitating. Like many people, I think I became aware of Dua Lipa when she did the duet with Elton John. And what was the name of that? Can you remember that? That
Oh, no, but funny story about it, though. But go on. Dua Lipa.
Okay, so anyway, someone pointed me to the Tiny Desk concert of Dua Lipa. And I think that's what it was, but it was like a live band performance with Dua Lipa, which really blew me away. And the song Levitating, I just loved the sense of it, the melody, the sense of humor of it. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's taking a second to find because
Sure.
I had all the song prepared on another computer. Anyway, the thing I heard about when she did that thing with Elton John,
Yeah.
there were some influencers talking about how kind it was for this brand new, cool, hip artist giving such kindness to this unknown man, this older guy out there,
Oh my gosh.
and giving him his big break. She didn't know who Elton John was. Can you believe that?
God. Yeah.
I mean, that is what's wrong with the world right now, that an artist doesn't know who Elton John was, to say something like that. It's like,
She didn't say that though, did she?
no, it was an influencer, was just a
Right. Yeah, that's
a fan of Dua Lipa saying, "Well, she's so kind to do that." Oh, hold on. It's
influencer, schminfluencer.
yeah. It's the song is not loading.
Oh, okay.
So let's go to one of your other ones, but that's
Okay,
our
sure.
Dua Lipa stories.
Okay, that's the Dua Lipa song. How about Silk Sonic 777?
Which one?
Silk Sonic.
Silk Sonic.
Did I drop?
Yeah, I don't. For some reason, what I have left is Radiohead.
Let's do Billie Eilish.
Got that, and
Lunch.
Bruno Mars and Charlie, and Hide and Seek. It was interesting that you chose that. I mean, what a cool song.
You know, we could finish with that one too. We could close the show with that.
Okay, you mean after Billy?
No, I mean just go right to Imogen.
You prefer that one?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay, no problem. Give me
Sorry.
Imogen. That one's from my collection. Hide, Seek. Because this one I do not own on vinyl, but I know it's out there somewhere. And I was like, I think I saw it in Portland when I was shopping with DJ Poe, and It was like $46 for the record that had it on that.
Jeez.
And I was like, do I want to spend $46 for one song that I already have digitally? And guess what my answer was?
Yes.
And yeah, I should have. But Imogen, really cool use of vocoder on this song. And for fans of this that didn't know, or maybe you did know, DJ Tiesto, when he was in his trance years, did a remix of this that just thumps. And so check that out. You can find it.
Yeah. I saw her live here in Portland in a small club, and she's just spellbinding. She's a real innovator. You know, she's doing shows now where she's got all these controls. She can move her hands and the echo will change and things like that. She's stunning, but this was beautiful.
Okay.
Hide and Seek by Imogen Heap.
Where are we? What the hell is going on? The dust has only just begun to fall. Crop circles in the carpet, sinking feeling. Spin me round again and rub my eyes. This can't be happening when busy streets a mess with people would stop to hold their heads heavy. Hide and seek. Trains and sewing machines. All those years, they were here first. Oily marks appear on walls where pleasure moments hung before the takeover, the sweeping insensitivity of this still life. Hide and seek. Trains and soaring machines catch me around here. They were here first. What you say? That you only meant well, well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best, 'cause it is. What you say? That it's just what we need. You decided this. What you say? What did she say? Rinse and nuts keep falling out your mouth. Mid-sweet talk news, people are cutting. Speak no, feeling no, I don't believe you. You don't care a bit, you don't care a bit. Let's keep falling out your mouth. Mid-sweet talk news, people are cutting. Speak no, feeling no, you don't care a bit, you don't care, you don't care.
Wow, that was Imogen Heap. You know what I love about that? That she left all her breaths in the production.
Yeah.
We edit ours out, and I have no shame. I don't care. But they're perfect for her.
Yes.
Well, we could do music for hours more, but that concludes the show. Thank you, Bill, for coming on the show. I really appreciate your time tonight.
My pleasure, Randall. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you. I think we have a lot in common, a lot of similar musical tastes and interest in performing and playing music.
Yeah, that's why people like us are talking, because we make great friends.
There you go.
Yeah, and I'll look you up next time in Portland for sure. And I think Christine and I extended the guest room for you all if you want to come for a Red Rock show any summer.
Oh my gosh.
That
sounds fantastic.
They're legendary. Got to see a show at Red Rocks. If you have, then you know. If you don't, you need to.
I think we were supposed to play with Howard Jones at Red Rocks in 1985, but we had a prior commitment.
Ooh.
For that one date on the tour.
Ooh, that's where you cancel the other date. Unless you're having a baby.
Yeah, well, it was at Disneyland, and they were paying so much. It was a lot more money than the Howard gig in Colorado, and we just kind of had to say yes.
Hey, fair enough.
Before we booked that tour.
Baby needs a new pair of shoes. That's okay.
There you go.
There's always next time. Well, thank
Pleasure
you.
being with you, my man.
We're going to raid Riley in a second, so stay on for the raid. Our favorite vinyl DJ in Los Angeles. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, everybody. See you next week.